Lord forever. Hello, YouTube live stream. I'm in Psalm 27, verse 4. I am on here to talk about dwelling on Jesus. Okay? I'm dwelling on what God say. I'm gonna dwell on Jesus. Psalm 27, verse 4. How to dwell on Jesus. Okay? That's what I'm learning tonight. How to dwell on Jesus. To dwell on Jesus. Psalm 27, verse 4. That's what I'm sharing about dwelling on Jesus. Dwelling on Jesus. Okay, to dwell on Jesus. Dwell on what Jesus says. Here we go. Psalm 27. Psalm 27, 4. So that's who I'm dwelling on. Dwelling on Jesus. How to dwell. How to dwell on Jesus. Goodness and mercy shall follow me all of my days, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. How to dwell on Jesus. How to dwell on Jesus. Dwell on Jesus. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Dwelling on Jesus. Dwelling on Jesus. To dwell on Jesus. Okay. Proverbs 27, 1. 27, 1. The Lord is my light. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid of? When the wicked advance against me to devour me, is my enemy and my foes who stumble and fall, though the armies rise. Okay, and it says, "But how I will dwell in how I will dwell in Jesus." Okay, Psalm 27, verse 4. Okay, one thing I ask from the Lord. This is one thing I do seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord, and all the days of my life graze in the beauty of the Lord. Okay? So goodness and mercy shall follow me all of my days. I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And we are the house of the Lord. Okay? The church is God's people. The building is where we meet at, but the church is God's people. So I'm going to be dwelling on Jesus. Goodness and mercy shall follow me all of my days, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So I'm dwelling on Jesus. Okay? I'm asking Jesus Christ to help me dwell on him, to dwell on Jesus. Let me find it. Goodness and mercy. Goodness and mercy shall follow me all of my days, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Goodness and mercy shall follow me all of my days. Let's find it. Goodness and mercy. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Okay. The book of Psalms, goodness and mercy shall follow me all of my days. Psalms 23, 6 says, surely your goodness and love will follow me all of my days, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. That's Psalms 23, verse 6. So I'm going to dwell on Jesus. Okay? Yep. Psalm 23 talks about dwelling on Jesus. 23, Psalms 23, verse 6. Okay? Let's find it. Psalm 23. Psalm 23. That's his word. Psalm 23, verse 6. Okay, goodness and mercy. Let's see. I'm looking for Psalm 23. Am I in the right place? Psalm 23, verse 6. Psalm 23, verse 6. Yep, about goodness and mercy shall follow me all of my days. Yep, right here. Psalm 23. So I'm a dwell on Jesus. Okay? That's what I'm gonna dwell on. Bye bye.